I'll never forget 2007 when Rocky Wirtz and John McDonough came here to Comcast Sportsnet and at the time to be on Chicago Tribune Live to announce that the remainder of the home games were going to be on television. I mean, that was an epic day for sports fans here in Chicago to hear that, you know, the one franchise that they had not been able to see locally was now going to be on TV. That was a memorable moment, and it was just the beginning, really, to the great renaissance that we witnessed.
We've experienced a tremendous amount of growth because of what goes on the ice. Not only the winning on the ice, but it's how our players have comported themselves off the ice, which makes this a marketer's dream. And we're very fortunate. That's the reason we're in this position today, is because of that. But the other reason is because Chicago and the Blackhawk fans have come back and have come back in droves. Gary Bettman always likes to say this is a hockey town, and it always was, it always will be. And he's right. You know, the nature of what our game is, the nature of these players, really matches up well with the fabric of Chicago. Hardworking, blue collar, honest.
The fact that we've been able to achieve this as an organization is rewarding, but I'm a firm believer that once you've stopped to admire anything you've been a part of, you've stopped and it's hard to get started again. So we don't take any of this for granted. I think the approach that we have to take is that we've never seen the Stanley Cup. This next sellout is going to be our first one. We want our fans to have an experience when they leave the United Center that night, whether we win or lose. I've never seen anything like that before, and I can't wait to come back.
Juking his way to the right left corner. Should he score? The Hawks win the Stanley Cup! Blackhawk fans around the world, you've endured 49 years of frustration, but your patience has finally paid off. Lord Stanley's new address is Sweet Home Chicago. The Chicago Blackhawks have won the Stanley Cup.
Well, to break a 49-year drought, and the only reason that you know you won the Stanley Cup is because one of your players is disrobing as he's skating down the other end of the ice is something that will be forever etched in my mind. Then you win the Stanley Cup, and it's euphoria. It's surreal. You can't imagine what the next 36 hours are going to be. So you win the Stanley Cup on a Wednesday night. So you're kind of doing the math, and you're saying, okay, what is this parade going to look like? Now, in my mind's eye, I probably would be going through this parade maybe with another team, but here I am with the good fortune of being with the Chicago Blackhawks, and we come to the United Center that morning, and I'm thinking a few 100,000, and then you hear over police radios that it might be upwards of 1 million. Now, those numbers, it's impossible to calculate what that would be. And then driving closer as we're getting to the loop, I think down Washington, and they're saying that the crowd has surpassed 2 million. And looking as far as you can see to either side, it's just something you felt as if you were an extra in a movie. And then reality set in, and you came to grips with the fact you were in this, and to have the opportunity to do that twice is really beyond comprehension.
Well, the first thing that came to mind was, this is the Beatles. And it's because our players are so likable. They're so accessible. And as we turned the corner, going down Madison Street in front of the United Center, the crowds were fairly sparse. And my heart started to sink because I thought, well, you know, we hadn't ever really had a parade for the Blackhawks. And although the ratings were huge on television, and we'd seen, of course, 21,000 people at the United Center game in, game out, we weren't sure what was out there. And as we came over the Kennedy Expressway, there was a roar, and everyone on the bus stopped talking and looked straight ahead, and we couldn't believe what we saw. As far as we could see were people, left, right, in front of us, were a mass of people, and they were hanging from bridges, they were hanging from street signs, and there were bands playing, and there were hockey teams dressed. It was a movie set, and I'll never forget it.
To see Patrick Kane and Jonathan Toews win 2 Stanley Cups, and they're only in their mid-20s, and then to sign 8-year extensions, and to now have them in the fold for 16 years. You know, 60, that doesn't happen in professional sports at all. And to think that somebody who was, you know, 10 or 15 years of age, who got a Taves jersey or a Kane jersey back in 2008, you know, 16 years later, when they're still playing for this team, they can be married and have kids of their own, and handing off that jersey to them. I mean, it's something that we've been blessed to have a front row seat of, and it's something that, you know, I just don't think will come along again in professional sports.
If there's any innocence left in professional sports, I believe it's in professional hockey. There's a great deal of respect and relatability to these players. And both Patrick and Johnny kind of embody this excellence, just coming at it from a different approach. Johnny's the more cerebral, the more serious, incredible talent. And Patrick is very talented, very charismatic, and both are great players, and we're fortunate. And for them, both as players and as leaders of this organization, their resume is all about winning, and that's what I think they're going to take into the historical perspective.
Comcast Sportsnet has had a front row seat to the renaissance of the Blackhawks over the past 7-8 years. Thankfully, because of the great team we have on the ice, but this Rocky Works renaissance has been captured by Comcast Sportsnet. Obviously, televising our home games has been a huge part of the renaissance. But they've been there when maybe every game wasn't sold out at the very beginning of this in 2007, 2008. And now they capture the 2 million people on the streets of Chicago when we win not only one Stanley Cup, but two. It's been a remarkable ride, and Comcast Sportsnet has been a tremendous partner.
Comcast Sportsnet for the Chicago Blackhawks has been a game changer. To have a partner like Comcast that really understands your product, to work with somebody like Jim Corno, who was a friend of mine for 20-some years, who I miss a great deal, and he was a very, very dear friend. Comcast Sportsnet is synonymous with the Blackhawks. It's synonymous with sports in Chicago, and I don't think you could ask for a better partner. They're very, very cooperative. They really understand our business, and we're very, very fortunate, and congratulations on 10 wonderful years.
Sports is the greatest reality show going, and you know, to have a story unfold like the Blackhawks did, it was truly incredible, and to have it basically chronicled while you're in existence. So we saw it from the beginning when there were 4,000 people at the United Center, and you could hear conversations from across the way, to it now being the place to be, and the toughest ticket to get in town, and our ratings are through the roof. It's something we'll never see in professional sports again, and it's something that we've really been blessed to have, you know, a front row seat here at Comcast Sportsnet, and to be able to deliver it and show it to the fans at home. It's been a great partnership, and it's been one hell of a ride.